my sins, I was the school bookmaker at the age of 11. Everybody placed their bets illegally in those days. There were no betting shops. But at school, which was about 2.5 miles from the nearest illegal bookmaker, the children gave their money to me. Actually, my headmaster gave me 2 shillings each way to put on Pink Horse, which was nice because he caned me regularly for being an illegal bookmaker.
I think on Derby Day, one of the special buzzes was that there were so many people, and the people were so obviously from all sorts of kinds. You were sort of aware that you were joining something that linked you back, you know, down the sporting ages. And I look at that scene. I mean, that's, for a 10-year-old boy, that's a Titanic sort of scene. You'd never have been in anything like that in your life. Sort of seething mass.
In the tents in the middle of the course, there were all sorts of entertainments. The usual funfair, roundabouts, switchbacks, aeroplanes were very popular. And in some of the tents there would be strippers. It was a complete eye-opener. It was all human life were there, they used to say.
But the one attraction everybody wanted to see was yet to arrive. 500,000 people now waited to lay eyes on their new queen. In June 1953, fresh from her triumphant coronation in London, the Queen arrived at the Epsom Derby on a tidal wave of goodwill.
Yes, the Queen was with us and everybody wanted to see her. She's always sure of a wonderful welcome, of course, but this was special. All our minds, I suppose, were filled with crowded memories of only 4 days before, when we'd seen her looking like someone in a coloured storybook. And now here she was amongst us all, just to show that the sport of kings was fit for a queen.
It'd be very hard to conceive a more ideal replacement for King George VI than his daughter. She was young, she was attractive. This was the perfect moment for suddenly something new, something vibrant, something exciting to appear on the royal scene.
The Queen was an infinitely glamorous, sort of mystical figure. She was 27 years old, she was beautiful, you know, she was a young, glamorous-looking woman. And her arriving at Epsom, there was hope coming.
Those hopes were about to be put to the test over 1 mile and 4 furlongs of... There were 500,000 souls crammed onto the Downs that day to see the 173rd running of the Derby. And this was to be a special one. 28 horses and their riders would soon take to the field, but punters saw it as a 2-horse race.
They'll soon be on their way now, and Oriole's already starting to show a bit of temperament.
The Queen had a runner. For a long time, it was joint favourite, and there was a general feeling she had a real chance to win it. And of course, Gordon Richards had the other horse.
Gordon Richards was a sort of mesmeric figure. He was the greatest jockey ever, nearly 50. He'd ridden in 27 derbies before and never won it. He'd been knighted in the coronation honours, and there were lots of jokes with him being racing shortest knight. Ha, ha, ha.
They're all up by the tapes and under starters' orders. Won't be long now.
In the betting rings, racegoers agonised over how to invest their hard-earned cash.
The Queen's horse, Oriole, was a particular favourite with the girls in the class.
And then there was this other thing of people who used to back Gordon Richards blind, so there was hope for him.
Would it be Oriole, the Queen's horse, or Pinzer, with Gordon, champion jockey who never won a derby?
Once the race began, you got the feeling as if you were in the centre of the world. You got 500,000 people all concentrating. It's like 5 lots of cup final crowds in one place.
And there's people everywhere, and they've all come towards this one thing, which is 2.5 minutes of horses spinning round the downs. I remember this, everybody thrilling, waiting for this moment when the horses would come whizzing past.
You see a thread of colour go up the hill, and you're looking for those peacock blue and gold hoops of Gordon. Shikhanpur in the old Aga Khan's colours. He was 4 lengths clear and stayed there.
With just 3 furlongs to go, the champion jockey made his move.
As they came down the hill, you could see Gordon moving up slightly, and he wanted to get on the inside. He's 4 lengths and it's closing and closing and closing. And when he hits the front, there's just an explosion of sound from the stands and in the middle, because at least half of them are back Gordon. You know, half of them, their money is with this man. And they can see that history is here in the making. And the old telescope was quaking a bit, you know. Is he really that far in front?
Yes, Pinsel it was. With Oriole moving up to second place, they couldn't have arranged things much better. So if you hadn't backed either of them, it served you right. Well, Gordon hadn't cost the bookies anything in the Derby before, so all they could do was pay up and look big.
In this year's lineup. So this was the betting before the off of the Investec Derby. Carlton House for Her Majesty the Queen, the 5-2 favourite. Pourmoire, one of 2 French runners, was 4-1. 5-1 Recital for Aidan O'Brien from the same stable. Seville 13-2. 8-1 Native Khan, who would have been the mount of Kieran Fallon. Same could be said for Recital. 12-1 Ocean War. 14-1 Vadamar. 20s Memphis Tennessee. 25-1 Masked Marvel. And 25-1 as well Treasure Beach. The rest were big prices. So the nation held its breath. Well, everyone bar our commentator Jim McGrath.
Well, this man, Ryan Moore, entrusted with the mount on the Queen's Carlton House. Can he win the Derby for the Queen? A nation awaits. They're ready for the Derby and are off and running. And in the centre, Treasure Beach, one of the first away. Pisco Sour is up there in the early stages. Memphis, Tennessee is up there as well. Ocean War is just behind them in the early stages. And the favourite Carlton House has begun about 4th last on settling down. And it's the leader is Mahaba Malyoon, now being headed by Memphis, Tennessee. Pisco Sour up in 3rd, followed then by Castle Morris King just behind them. Vadamar with a noseband just preceded by Masked Marvel, the yellow cap on the right. Further back then the grey Ocean War in company with Treasure Beach, and further back then Carlton House on the outside of Native Khan. He's only got 3 behind him, the favourite. One of those is Recital, another is Seville, who's right out the back, and also there is Pourmoire as they settle down. And the leader is Memphis, Tennessee by a half length to on the outside Mahaba Malyoon. Then in 3rd, the outside is Treasure Beach, followed by Pisco Sour, and then Ocean War on the outside of Castle Morris King. A length away then Masked Marvel travelling on the inside of Vadamar. A length away Carlton House, who's nicely settled on the outside of Native Khan, the grey, who's on the fence. A length away then Recital, followed then by Seville, and out the back still Pourmoire, and must be the best part of 12-15 lengths from the leader as Memphis, Tennessee gets away from them. Joseph O'Brien, having his first ride in the Derby, has kicked 6 lengths clear of Mahaba Malyoon. Then in 3rd is Treasure Beach. 2 lengths away Pisco Sour from Castle Morris King. 2 lengths away then is Ocean War on the outside of Masked Marvel, and then Native King. Further back in the field then on the outside Vadamar. Now Carlton House easing to the outside. He's still only got 3 behind him, and now he starts to go around the grey, or attempting to go around the grey Ocean War. Further back then is Seville giving them a big start with Pourmoire, but the leader's got away on Tattenham Corner. It's Memphis, Tennessee, Joseph O'Brien 6 lengths clear, and Treasure Beach giving chase. 4 lengths away Native Khan, followed then on the outside by Pisco Sour, and here comes Carlton House. Ryan Moore down the outside. Memphis, Tennessee coming back to them now with 2 furlongs to run. On the outside, Treasure Beach. Here's Carlton House called on for an effort now. Native Khan is in behind them. Treasure Beach moves up now, grabs a narrow lead from Memphis, Tennessee. Here's Carlton House called on for the final thrust. Treasure Beach in front with 100 yards to go. Treasure Beach in front. Carlton House trying hard. Pourmoire is swooping. Treasure Beach just holding on. Grabbed by Pourmoire. Pourmoire's got up to win it. Pourmoire has won it from Treasure Beach. Just behind them is Carlton House and Memphis, Tennessee. They were nicely clear of Valamar and further back Native Khan, and behind them is Masked Marvel. Then Recital, a long gap to Pisco Sour. Then Seville, well back as Castle Morris King, in company with Ocean War, and last to finish is Mahaba Melyoun. The winner, though, is number 9, Pour Moi, ridden by Mikhail Barzalona. Let's wait for it. He's swooping late. He's very wide. He's celebrating before the line. Look at him. Arms extended in the saddle. He's only won it by a half head. It could easily have cost him the race, but he's got there, this exuberant young man. He's got up to beat Treasure Beach. Carlton House is 3rd. Memphis, Tennessee is 4th. And here is Mikhail Barzalona, the 19-year-old from France.